I'm hungry.
Are you two falling prey to these parlor tricks? Do you trust your eyes that should not be trusted? Can you not see through this pretend facade? I know who you truly are! Expose yourself!
It's a giant antlion!
Meat floss. It is a special way to dry meat into a light, airy, flaky substance, and it can be done with a variety of different meats. Here we present to you the YOUCHEN Chicken Meat Floss Cake. Similar in texture to a biscuit, this little circular cake is seasoned with pure chicken meat, puffed into an airy form that can be enjoyed as a meal, as a snack, or as a dessert.
This is your good buddy DJ Squeakies! Can I not get through one of these episodes without an interruption? I am sitting down, stupid. Why couldn't you have told me this before the show? Okay, I'm here. What do you want? All of it? What do you mean by it? Okay, you have my curiosity. Nah, but that kitchen door plot's been set up for a while now. I say close to a year, maybe two. And he's wrong. God, this makes sense. What are we gonna do? I'm on it, Squeakies. I'm going to change my destiny. Up. Squinkies, by your logic, everything makes complete sense except for one thing. And that is the conversation that we just had. If this is all a narrative, and all of this is building to some big finale, what kind of storytelling sense would it make for the two of us to be spoiling the ending right here and now? The fact that we figured it out and called it out right here in an episode means that it's not what we think. When it comes time, there's gonna be a twist. Something that we weren't counting on. Squint, I'm not moving. I know. It seems like we have it all figured out. It makes sense, yada yada yada, but it's not what we think. And there's nothing really we can do but confront it head on. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna eat this stupid thing, and you should stop thinking about this. Whatever's coming, we can't stop it. Now that the wheels are in motion. Well, I better put into the title of this video on YouTube, Massive Info Dump. A lot of stuff that just went on there that viewers are probably gonna need to know. A lot of viewers are probably not gonna click on this video because of what this is. YOUCHEN brings to your dinner table cake seasoned with chicken meat floss. Definitions, please. Meat floss, also known as pork or YOUCHEN, is a dried meat product with a light and fluffy texture similar to coarse cotton, originating from China. You know, this product is a holdover from the past special that we did, It Came from the East. This almost appeared on that special, and I forgot that I had it. And it's a good thing I didn't, because this is a Chinese product. I probably would have said it was Japanese. So keep your slings in their perfect travel cases and keep your arrows in their quivers. And speaking of quivers, I am shaking at the notion of putting this thing in my body. So whatever this meat floss process is, normally they do it with pork. I guess in this case they just did the same thing with chicken. They had that weird pile of slurry left over, and with that they were able to fashion it into this nice little cake. A cake which is practically hard as a rock as I squish it. Could you imagine a life where this is your reward for a job well done? If you're a child and you've eaten all your vegetables, would you even have any stomach power left to be able to endure this?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is...
Now, before I eat this, I should lead with this little preamble. Would you believe that this item was not given to me by the Divinity Crate? Oh, pshaw, no way. You mean to say that I didn't see this product in a catalog and choose it for myself for the show? Of course not. I would have never picked this. This was hoisted upon me by some person, or should I say two persons, who enjoy the show not for educational reasons, but because they're masochists and they enjoy watching other people suffer. It was given to us by a man named Mirabito and a woman named you. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you, Mirayudo. And true story, the way that it happened, the way that I ended up with this in my happy domicile, is that the woman named you had gone to a function. And as she was leaving this function, some guy at the door said, "Hey you! Take that!" It was given to her as a parting gift, as their way of saying, "Thank you for attending this ceremony." She didn't want it, so she went to work the next day and gave it to the man named Mirabito. He didn't want it either. But he happened to know about this show. He happened to know that there was a charity out there who would take their unwanted food, and they sent it to me. For those of you watching out there who want to use this show for that purpose, I'll have you know, I will bring in the misfit toys. I will put a roof over the head of the huddled masses. I will give them all a home. But not a happy home! And if I learned anything from the movie Food Fight and Dex Dog Detective, I know it is the sole purpose of a food item to be enjoyed, to be ingested by a human. Well, it will be ingested. It definitely will go into a digestive system on this show, but it's never, ever enjoyed. So what does that mean? This is not an orphanage. This is not a shelter. If you're gonna donate food items to me, you're gonna get what I give. You know, this will be the first real food that I had all day. Real food, I say. We'll take a sniff. Ugh, it smells exactly like the description. It smells like a moist pound cake, kind of like a coffee cake from Drake's that somebody used to sponge up some chicken soup that fell on the table. All right, everybody, bottoms up. Who knows? Maybe this will be good. It certainly doesn't feel good. Why does it feel so hard and crumbly in my hands? Cake shouldn't feel like this. Oh. 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 This is totally not the worst thing I've had on the show. Right. I can foresee a lot of people out there might enjoy this. But I, myself, am not a fan. I am not a fan. It tastes very strongly like the breading on an egg roll. And I happen to love egg rolls a lot. But when you bite into an egg roll, it should give off like a little bit of a crisp. This doesn't have the crisp. I mean, it's cake, so that's a good thing, but there's just a weird separation that's going on in your brain. Like, what are you eating? Are you eating a dessert? Or are you eating Chinese food? It definitely feels more like Chinese food than a dessert. Like, I could not picture putting frosting on this. I could definitely picture dipping this in gravy. So if that thought tantalizes you, if you like the thought of gravy cake, the longer I eat it, the more I can endure it. As a matter of fact, this was actually the perfect size. I don't want any more after this. And I'm not smirking and grimacing as much as I'm chewing this. It's still, like I say often, a hump that you have to get over. You're not going to be prepared for it the second you pop it in your mouth. Once it's in there, there's no turning back. You just got to deal with it. And it hurts. It's a bit of an uphill climb, but you'll get there. Eventually you'll get used to it. So I'm going to give this some kind of star grade. Mirayudo, are you out there watching? Are you jealous? Do you wish that you hadn't given this to me? You wish you could have this deliciousness to yourselves? I'm going to give it 2 stars, I guess. The biggest hurdle in the way of this item that's going to prevent you from enjoying it is the word cake. So often I've seen the word cake misused, like crab cakes or toaster cakes, things that aren't cakes at all. This item looked to the eye exactly like a cake, which means what it did was a little bit more unforgivable. But if you call this a biscuit and not a cake, you might enjoy it a little more. In fact, it's kind of turning into a little bit of a dismal day. It's getting dark really quick and a little bit chilly in here. I could picture having a nice bowl like chicken noodle soup, having this thing with it and just dunking it and eating it that way. That might have been perfectly allowable. Maybe even doable. Maybe even enjoyable. But as it stands, I think cake seasoned with chicken meat floss is the biggest waste of a chicken's life since fried chicken feet. It's your good buddy DJClyve saying until next time,